homes in Ashland has been added to the state's historic register, and Duluth residents will notice some ongoing construction this summer. All that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start in Wisconsin, where the DNR is retiring one of its mobile apps. The Hunt Wild mobile app will stop being maintained and updated this Thursday. The app was launched in 2018 and contained information about hunting hours, site rules, CWD sampling locations, and more. Officials say they're retiring the app because it's reached the end of its life cycle, and all that information is now available on a mobile-friendly website. In early July, hunters will be able to download next year's regulation for offline access. And next we head to Ashland, where a local landmark has been added to the state's register of historic places. The Fifield Place Historic District consists of 6 residences on a single block and represent the housing boom Ashland experienced in 1887. During that year, the city built over 400 homes. Contributing to that boom was Samuel Fifield, who lived in Ashland and started the Ashland Daily Press. He returned to build more homes after his term as lieutenant governor. The state register is Wisconsin's official list of properties deemed significant to Wisconsin's heritage. And we wrap up in Duluth, where work is once again underway at Munger Landing. Also known as the Clyde Avenue Boat Launch, several agencies are working to clean up the land as part of the Great Lakes Legacy Act program. Cleanup is part of restoring the St. Louis River area of concern after decades of pollution. The project aims to restore 8 acres of aquatic habitats, replace the boat landing, and construct a new paddle sport launch spot. Work will be done on land for 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and work on the water will be done 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. Residents in the area can expect an increase in noise and truck activities, but crews will attempt to minimize nighttime disturbances. And as always, if there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we take you around the Northland, city by city.